Saturday morning to you all. It's steamy out here. 65, 70% humidity and 80 some odd degrees, but it is a beautiful clear Saturday morning. Need to trim my hedges. They've just gone over the last couple weeks, all the rain we've had. So whenever I get back from work today, I'll be out here trimming the hedges. Good stuff. My yard guys showed up, thank God. Yard was getting a little shaggy. They missed us 1 week. We've got a crew that we've used for, oh my God, 18 years, I guess. We used them up in Cyprus, and they gave us really good rates. So when we moved down here to Katy, we said, hey, do you guys service that area? And they said, we'll make a trip for you. So we've been using them all this time. And then a couple of our neighbors over here also use them now because they're in the neighborhood, so they just hit us both on the same day. But they only charge us $25 per visit, and that's front and backyard, edging, everything. They don't do the flower beds or the hedges or any of that stuff, so I do that. But this neighborhood association is really, really nasty. Communistic, socialistic, fascist bastards, man. They really... Oh, my cable's getting in the way. If you don't have your hedges trimmed to where they can see the letter or the numbers on the house, or if it's an inch too tall, they send you a nasty letter, and if you don't fix it within a certain amount of time, they fine you. Nothing like living under a communist regime. Anyway, I'm headed out for breakfast, meeting a buddy of mine, and head to the east side of downtown, my least favorite part of the world. But gotta work, gotta make money, pay for the yard guys, and my breakfast. Got a nasty comment from a viewer talking about, I can't complain about this and that because I've got a nice house and a nice yard, and I'm complaining about yard guys and this and that. And give me a break, man. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I pay through the nose for everything I've got and everything I maintain. Nothing's given to me. The only reason I live in this particular area is for my kids. I moved here and I pay absolutely ridiculous amounts of money to live in this neighborhood. I would rather live out in the country in a friggin' container house. I don't think I'd do a double wide mobile home. That's getting a little too low. But I'd live in a container house. And that's not a stab at anybody that lives in double wides. I've stayed extended periods in one of those with a friend back in my 20s, and I just know that's something I would not want to do. I don't want to live in a mobile home. Now, like an RV, I could do that, but it just seems like mobile homes are... Not only are they tornado magnets, they're cockroach magnets. You get bugs and stuff in there that you just can't tame with pesticides and even proper upkeep of your property. They just, it's terrible. Anyway, I won't get into that, but yeah. So anyway, I pay through the nose. My monthly burn rate would shock people if I gave the numbers just for what it costs me to live here. Insurance, one car payment, all the stuff, and then my warehouse. Okay, Dick, you could have just waited 3 seconds. That's all it would have taken. Not even 3. It's staggering. It's amazingly disgusting how much money it costs to live out here. And then with food prices and all the other stuff, I'll go ahead and give you a number. I'm not going to break it down and tell you exactly how much each thing costs, but my monthly burn rate is about $7,800. $7,800 just to stay afloat, living out here where I live, and with just bare necessities. And again, people send me nasty comments saying, "No, you got all this, you got all that." Again, it's a choice. I pay for it for my kids. I could live in a fucking soda can. I don't care, but I've got a family I have to provide for, and it's just how it is. But, okay, yeah, so put that in perspective. $7,800 bucks, man. So I'm burning through, let me do quick math on that, was it mid 80s a year, just to survive, just to stay afloat. And then after my accident in October, I haven't been working nearly as much as I normally do. I'm just taking what I can do, and what savings I had is dried up. And it's like, all right, well, now I've got to make real hard choices. Either go back to work in pain, sell off anything that I've got, you know, motorcycles I can sell, whatever. They're not going to be much, and it doesn't meet the burn rate. So you got to reduce the burn rate. You got to reduce all your expenses. I really don't have that many extra expenses except for the warehouse. I mean, if you want to call that extra, it technically is extra because I'm not using it as a domicile. It's not homestead, so I could liquidate everything over there, and that would, you know, net me. Or not net, it would reduce my burn rate by, what, $1,300 a month is about what I pay over there. So it's the burn rate that's the problem. You have to spend so much to live here in this city. It's insane. And several years ago, when, you know, before C-19 destroyed our economy and our will to live, basically, that wasn't a problem for me. I didn't have any problem burning that kind of money because I was making considerably more than that, and I won't say how much, but you can take a guess. The problem now is the work has slowed down, prices have increased, inflation is at roughly 40% right now. If you look at the real numbers, I mean, you can't go off of the government published numbers of year over year. That's only 2 or 3% or whatever. No, you go back 4 years, and the cost of goods and general inflation from 4 years ago to today is it's roughly 40%. And if you look at just groceries and, you know, sustainable items, those are 200%. They're just through the roof compared to what they used to be. It's insane. So yeah. I'm not bitching about my station in life, so anybody that wants to take personal offense at whatever they're watching, change the channel. I'm just talking. I'm just a guy. I'm not some celebrity with an unlimited budget. This is not show business. YouTube, as its original intention was individual creators sharing their experiences in life or whatever. I make a few dollars off of that, but it ain't much. One of these days, I'll publish a transparency video. I'll call it, you know, full transparency, or how much does YouTube pay me, that kind of thing. I'll try to put it together concisely to show numbers month over month and, you know, overall and everything. And it's a decent hustle. It makes some money in the background, but it's a slow burn. You know, the more videos you have out there, those things just slowly tick up over time. You don't make a lot of money on any one video unless you just happen to hit a viral topic and it goes gangbusters and you make thousands and thousands of dollars on one video. If that happens, congratulations, because man, they're few and far between. But you know, every view might make a couple of pennies, and you get several thousand views, it makes a couple bucks. It's just cumulative. So I think on my channel right now I've got 550 videos or something like that. So if I just take a rough stab at how many hours I've spent in video production, whether it's the recording of it for intentional recordings, not just, you know, ride vlogs like this. This is not a structured video, it's just brain dump. But the ones that I've actually set out to record, like my big trip videos and stuff like that. And then all the time that's involved with editing the video to produce it. I make barely minimum wage. I've worked out the numbers on it, and I earn maybe $3 an hour. It's awful. So this is not a moneymaker. And I don't do sponsored videos and sponsorship type placed ads or reviews or anything like that. So there's no click-through funnel. People have accused me of that as well. You know, oh, you must be pushing this because you got, you know, a deal with that sponsor or whatever. Bullshit. I buy this stuff for myself. if somebody wants to send me something and have me review it for free, I'm sure I'll give it a stab, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If it's garbage, I'm either not going to do the video or I'm not going to say nice things about it. I'll say, skip it. And that goes for stuff that I've purchased and been given whatever the source is. The one sponsor that I will call out, not even a sponsor, let me rephrase that, they are not a sponsor. They are a collaborative company that I enjoy throwing business toward, is Kaufman's Exhaust. I love those guys. Kaufman's is the bomb. I've been using their products long before I even started doing YouTube videos, and I promote them because their fit and finish is fantastic, materials are fantastic, customer service cannot be beat. Those people are amazing. So I do the install and test videos and all that. They send me stuff for free. If I call them and say, hey, I'm thinking about this, or I've got a fitment problem or a part problem or whatever, they go, here's 3 of these, try this. Thank you. Absolutely. And for every exhaust that I get on referral, so basically if somebody watches my video or they use a referral link to purchase an exhaust from Kaufman's, I make $22 or something like that. So that's great. I mean, that helps them sell a quality product, and I get a $20 spot to buy a case of beer. It's fantastic. Win-win. And it doesn't cost the buyer of the product anything. That's the great thing about these affiliate type arrangements. It doesn't cost you, the buyer, a penny more. Nothing. It just gives a thanks back to the person that turned you onto the product. Now, I won't recommend something that I don't believe in. Hell no. I couldn't sleep at night, man. I'm not built that way. Anyway, so yeah, YouTube is not a big money venture unless you're a professional video and graphics person and you've got a production studio behind you and all kinds of stuff like that. You got to be Mr. Beast or something like that in order to make real money at this game. And I could probably shift it over to more of a ClickFunnels type thing and do a website with independent banner advertising and all that. And I've considered it. It's just a lot of work, and I don't have that much extra bandwidth, spare time in my schedule to devote to learning that discipline. So, I don't know, maybe one day. Selling merchandise, that's a big revenue stream for a lot of people on social media. Come up with stickers and baseball caps and coffee mugs and you name it. I don't know, I might look into that someday. But again, those are voluntary purchases by people that enjoy the content and want to support that creator. So it's not a tax or a toll that's being imposed upon you. If you want to buy something, you buy it. Nobody's forcing anybody to do this. It's all voluntary. I just do it for the community. I enjoy the community aspect of sharing motorcycling and the crazy adventures that I take. So that's what always puzzles me, is why people can be offended at it or take, personal affront to something that I say or that I do or whatever. Change the fucking channel, man. What's wrong with you? I'm inviting you into my living room, into my domain, and you want to spit in my face and piss and moan about where I placed my sofa in my living room? Go fuck your hat. Change the channel. Quit being a douchebag. That's my morning rant. I don't get it. Why do people have to be such shits? And don't, anybody that's a fan of my content, don't take that wrong. I so much appreciate everybody that watches and leaves thumbs up, especially comments. Keeps the dialogue going. That's the whole deal. It's keeping the dialogue going. It's about community. That's the only reason I do this shit. For every negative comment, it's just a drop of poison in the well, and it ruins 100 nice comments. Like, God, why do I do this? All these people want to do is shit on something and tear it down. And every time you get one of those negative commenters, you go look up their profile, and of course, they don't have a single video. They're not content producers. They're angry consumers. They just want something to be mad at and bitch about. Anyway, I'm still bitching. Bitching is contagious, I guess. But I'm out here on a happy, clear Saturday morning, and I'm loving it. I'm getting ready to go have breakfast with my my buddy. I think we're going over to Epicure Cafe on West Gray. They got a good breakfast. And I always refer to my buddy as my buddy. Hell, I've known this guy for 30 years almost, just shy of 30 years. And we've been together through thick and thin. I won't even go into all the ups and downs that he and I have seen and fought together, but I met him when I first came down to Texas to do contract jobs for the trading industry and for NASDAQ. And I met him at a client site. It was a mutual client, and we just hit it off. You know, he's a super easygoing guy, and we started doing a lot of collaborative jobs together over the years. And it was funny because I lived in Austin, and he was doing a bunch of jobs in the Austin area, and I was always commuting back and forth between Houston and Austin for work. And I think there was one span of time for about a month we passed each other at least 3 or 4 times a week on 290 headed to Austin. It was hilarious. I'd be hauling ass one direction, he'd be hauling ass the other direction. And when I say hauling ass, I mean doing the ton or better. And we call each other up on the phone and go, "Hey, are you on 290? Yeah, I just passed you." "Where are you headed today?" "Oh, I'm going to so-and-so." "Oh, shit, I just went there yesterday." He's a great guy. But anyway, the reason I brought that up is he always pays for breakfast and food and stuff. And every time it's a fight to grab the bill first. He's such a good guy. This morning, I think I'm going to pay for breakfast. I hope. But he's always super generous. He doesn't want anybody paying for food, especially if he's the one doing the inviting. You know, he's like, "Hell no, I invited you, I'm paying." Good man, good man. So you got to catch him off guard. You got to order the meal, and when he's not looking, you excuse yourself to go to the restroom or something like that. You go pay the tab before he can get to it. Ooh, got the Popo shopping this morning. I'm not going that fast, but 70. It's a good spot to park, good and wide, not right on the edge of the lane where everybody's got to bunch up and dodge. But that goes back to what I was saying the other day, or the other night when I was coming in from that trip. You'll have them hunting here in the HOV lanes, but people out in the main lanes, like this guy in the Lexus, are running 90 in the main lanes, and they just go unimpeded. Crazy. I hate it when you're trying to overtake somebody and they're one of those sticky pack animal mentality where you get close to them and they speed up, you speed up a little more, they speed up a little more, you slow down, they slow down. Fuck you, knock it off. Pick your fucking speed and get out of the left lane. Don't give a shit how fast or slow somebody drives, just be consistent about it. Be a competitive and consistent prick. I like this Mustang seat. I need to do a full review on it. I haven't really put enough miles on it yet, but it's comfortable. I just had to get used to the seating position because it is further back and lower than even the Honda custom forward seat. So the reach to the bars is a little bit longer. It's okay, it's just different. but it's wider and flatter, so it's definitely a better perch. I like it. I haven't tried it with the Airhawk cushion on it yet to see how that changes things. That would obviously raise it up a bit, make it a little bit softer. You breathe better, obviously, but I'm gonna have to get out on a little road trip with the Rebel and see how things go. I like being next to you. I have to send Gus some money for this seat if he doesn't want it back. I'm curious, Gus, why did you get this seat if you already had that really fancy leather one, the tan leather one that you have for your bike? Was that one not working for you and you just wanted to try something different, or was this before that fancy leather one that you've got? I'm just curious. Good job. Come on, dude. You know you need to merge over. I think I'll have an omelet this morning. It sounds good. I got out of the saddle on that one. My balls got air. Whee! On that one too. Asshole turning before we even clear the intersection. Not looking, just being a tool. Hey, stay on that side. Bump. If I keep the Rebel, that's one thing I'm definitely going to do to it, is upgrade these rear shocks, because they are a bit non-compliant. I just don't like them. The reach to the bars and the rear shocks have been my complaints about this bike since day one. Ugh. I think I'm running my rear preload right now at 10 clicks, 9 clicks, 10 clicks, something like that, which is about right for my 170-pound riding weight. But they're just not all that compliant. They've got too much compression damping, and it's not progressive. It's very linear. And I think an upgraded set of shocks on this would do wonders. Somebody was asking me in the comments just a couple days ago, talking about 500-ish pound bikes. Have I looked at the Indian Scout? Yes, I did look at the Indian Scout. I was really interested in the bobber. I don't know the suspension differences between the Scout and the Scout bobber, but the bobber only has 2 inches of rear suspension travel. No Spanx, not in Houston. You're going to need a chiropractor and a few titanium inserts in your lumbar section. These roads around here are too rough to live with only 2 inches of suspension. This thing's got 3, I think, 3.1. It's not much. And it's pretty brutal. I cannot imagine living with Scout bobber on a regular basis. I've ridden it. It's great. Engine's fantastic, and I love the sound, but the limited rear suspension just ain't working. Okay, I will sign off now and catch you all for the next installment of whatever.